Another day, another story. His is the true story of how my husband shattered his phone on vacation, only to have another suddenly wash up on the beach at his feet. The first in a string of unlikely, eerie events, and the inspiration point for my new thriller, The Only Survivors. It began on the first day of a family trip. We were visiting my husband's family in Puerto Rico, and we had brought our friends with us to explore the area. The first sign that things weren't going to go quite as planned was when we went to pick up our rental vehicle, only to discover there was only one van left on site, a mid-sized tour vehicle. Closer to a small bus than a minivan. We clambered inside, deciding this would be fun adventure for the rest of us, though probably a little stressful for the driver, my husband, as we planned to navigate down some narrow, winding roads during the week. Even before we started driving, things took a turn. Sign 2, for those keeping track. As my husband entered the car, he placed his phone, map program pulled up, in the cup holder beside the door, not noticing the very small print warning. No phones here. Too late. He pulled the door shut, and the sound that followed can best be described as the noise one makes when violently crunching a water bottle with both hands. What was that? I asked, thinking, I really hope that was a water bottle. No such luck. It was his phone, which had just been crushed against the van door. The screen was shattered, the phone unusable. It's safe to say that day one was off to a fairly ominous start. And then things got weird. The next morning, my family was taking a walk on the beach, when they spotted something churned up in the surf. My husband lunged to grab it before it washed back into the sea. Imagine his surprise. It was a phone. The protective case was cracked, and the device was sand-coated and waterlogged. Unsurprisingly, the phone was dead. Still, they brought it back to our condo and left it on the edge of our balcony in the sun, in the hopes that it might be salvaged. It felt like a sign. Like something they were meant to find, especially after destroying a phone the day before. We went about our day, and, to be honest, by the late afternoon I had mostly forgotten about the phone, assuming it was well past the point of saving anyway. My teenage daughter returned to the condo first. When we met her there, she casually informed us that she had brought the phone inside and connected it to a charger. It works, she said. More than that, there was no password screen. Everyone seemed excited by this turn of events, now intent on tracking down the phone's owner. But all I could see was a big red flag. Were there people who didn't enable a lock screen? Or was this a sign of something much more ominous? The thriller writer in me quickly became convinced that this phone was surely evidence of a crime, and now we had just made one serious mistake. We had turned it on, thus enabling whoever was responsible to track it down, straight to us. When I voiced my concern, my family looked at me like I was out of my mind. Turns out, imagining the worst-case scenario might be a useful skill when writing thrillers, but maybe not the best skill for existing in daily life. Thanks for watching.